Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch here, Strike7Sports.com. Today I just want to talk about the current state of the New Orleans Saints and a report that came out yesterday from Noel.com slash The Advocate, Times Picayune, columnist, beat writer, Saints beat writer, Pelicans beat writer, LSU as well, I guess, Jeff Duncan. I call him Messy Jeff sometimes because we be having these stories that a lot of people don't like, but but there's like facts in those stories that he come out with because he got deep sources in that Saints compound on Airline Drive. But anyways, man, yesterday that was a tweet that came out, some content came out from Jeff Duncan from Noah.com. There's apparently he talked to some people that's really close to Sean Payton about where he may end up next season. Some teams that came out on the list, and apparently, for one person he talked to, the New Orleans Saints are on the list. So that start off, you know how it is on Twitter, on social media, message boards, whatever, what have you, groups, Facebook groups. That just start off a whole trail of speculation from by people, you know, media, the whole nine yards, podcast, me, and I'm paraphrasing here, but uh, today Jeff was on pretty much every top radio show in the state of Louisiana, bro, in Southeast Louisiana today. WWL, Matt Moscona, Eric Asher, Inside New Orleans, a bunch of shows, and he was just, he was just putting out the information that was in his story, just the sources he got, the details of what was told to him, and he was stating that the segment he did with Matt Moscona, he was stating that Sean Payton, a source told him that Sean Payton has already looked at the Saints roster, cap situation, quarterback, the coaching staff, and it's a possibility. It's an option that's on the table. I'll leave it. That's what I got from it. Is that the Saints are option of him coming back is on the table, along with those other teams that everybody's been talking about for these last couple of months. The Chargers, even though I brought up the Chargers like in the summer. The Chargers, Arizona, um, Dallas might be a long shot now because I just think they're gonna make the playoffs and they may have a deep run and McCarthy might be safe unless we have a repeat of what happened last year. But anyways, um, that's the story that the Saints are option is on the table. Um, Duncan also stated that uh, the quarterback issue is a big deal, but it's not to where it's a deal breaker. It's something that can discourage him from not coming back to the Saints. He can find a quarterback. He's confident that he can find a quarterback for this team. And my thoughts on this is why would he do this? I mean, because if that was a year that he had an easier path to get back to the NFC Championship game, get back to the Super Bowl, it would have been this year. But he decided to take this year off because whatever reason, there's all kind of assumptions and theories of to why he decided to take this season off. Well, some people say, I know one guy say that it was because the wife didn't like the area, New Orleans area, because of the crime. One person say, there's other sources say he was burnt out, mental health. Other people say that it was because of the team's cap situation, and James he didn't feel like James was the answer, and the quarterback situation, and this and that, and cap, this he's worn out. Who knows, man? It's just like everybody seems to have some type of cover up, some type of cape for this dude, an excuse to why he left the team. Now to me, I'm not so sure it was all about being burnt out when you wanted to leave this team last year with the Miami Dolphins. But Brian Flores, the lawsuit and all that got involved. That pretty much niched the deal to get him there and Tom Brady. That is facts. So I don't think this was all about being burnt out. Because if somebody's a burnt out head coach, they leave. They leave the team. They go out and just openly say it. You don't hear about colluding with another team, speaking to this team about their position. You don't do any of that. You just resign, take your year off, and come back. But this story here just adds more to the speculation. Cause this would have been a year that you could have swept the NFC South because of how bad it is. If Sean Payton was the head coach of this team, the Saints could have swept the NFC South, possibly when wrapping up the division by this week. And they would have swept the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This team is just different without Sean Payton on it. For whatever reason. I think it's all about different leadership traits. Certain things that Sean Payton was really good at, Dennis Allen lacks in. And I don't think Dennis Allen has found his way to do that, to get the team to, play with and cut down on the mistakes, play discipline, play focus. He hasn't found that way to provide those incentives, provide those. Not well, I won't say provide, but make the players, think long and hard about messing up in games. He just hasn't come out with his way of doing his style of doing that yet. So, to me, man, I don't want Tripp if he does come back, but something to think about as well. When you do something like this, you gotta think about the players, man, on this team, the veterans that you walked away from you walked away from it at the end of the season. The prime years of these guys' career. You wasted a year. You wasted prime years of these guys' career. Guys like Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Marshawn Lattimore, he's still a little younger. Michael Thomas, even though he was hurt. Alvin Kamara. These guys are not getting any younger. They're getting older. They're older team. This is starting to become an older roster, man. And you decide to lead a team leave the team in a bad spot. And the division could have been easily won if you stayed and made the proper changes. So I won't be upset if he does come back, but to me, it just don't make sense. It's just kind of pointless, man, because why? Why do that? Why do that to these players, man, that know that they'll run through a wall for you? You got veterans on this team that are not responding the same to Dennis Allen. The entire tone of this team is just different. Even when they do the pregame huddle, the pregame speak chats, with Demario Davis and that, who took over for Drew Brees. The vibe of that stuff is just different now. It's just not the same. you know. But overall, man, I still think it's a long shot, but I wouldn't put nothing past it though. I still think it's a long shot that he comes back here because you left here for a reason. You left here because you don't want to be here no more. You left here because you want a different challenge, man. Just come out and say it, man. In my opinion, just come out and say it. Nobody will be upset. You been here over 16 years, won a Super Bowl, had multiple 13-win seasons, won numerous division titles, been to the NFC Championship a bunch of times, a couple of times, set records, develop a Hall of Fame QB, a future Hall of Fame QB. Gonna have a future Hall of Fame defensive end going to the Hall, Cam Jordan. Um, Changed the trajectory of the outlook of Damari Davis's career. You drafted a All-Pro corner in Marshawn Lattimore. You did more than enough, you know. But it don't make sense to me, man. I don't think he comes back. I mean, I don't think he comes back to New Orleans. Jeff Duncan even said it's a long shot of it happening, but don't be surprised if it does happen. Now, my other point is this. For Jeff Duncan to even put this out on the site, on NOLA.com, me knowing a little bit about, I'm knowing a lot about how media companies work, since I own one, I own a small sports website, a media company. I know how these things work. I'm pretty sure that his editor would not allow him to come out with that piece if he didn't have some type of grounds to back it up. So it just didn't. This stuff just didn't come out of nowhere. He just didn't. I'm pretty sure he just didn't make the story up just to be making it up just to get some clicks on a Sunday. I'm pretty sure. So you hate the guy all you want about him, but he has sources in that building, and he has sources around the NFL, like it or not. But he comes back, man. I think the Saints gotta be a favorite to win the division next season. I would like to see what he does at quarterback. Do you bring back Bro James and Andy Dalton? Do you keep Andy Dalton? Do you try to move up in the draft? Do you try to go get Tom Brady? What's the plan? What's the plan with Michael Thomas? Do you mend the relation? Do you try to resolve that situation to where he stays here? You know, who knows? So we'll see how it plays out. But I think it's overall, man. I think Dennis Allen's gonna stay, man. That's what I think. But we'll see. We'll see how it play out. All right, man. Moving right along, man. So the Saints coming off a bye week. During week 14. They didn't, they didn't took care of business in week 13 against Tampa Bay. And we saw what happened yesterday with yesterday on Sunday with the Buccaneers and 49ers. They got blowed out, by San Francisco, 35-7. They lose that game. Tampa loses that game. Saints would have beat Tampa Bay on Monday. It'd have been a three-way tie on top of the NFC South. All the Saints have to do, continue to win their games. Tampa plays Cincinnati next. Drop that game. Saints beat Atlanta. They'd be tied with Carolina for top of the NFC South because Carolina holds that tiebreaker over them. Now it's looking like Carolina may win that division. Just the way they've been playing lately. Now, Saints still mathematically alive for a playoff spot. But we know that could be coming to an end. We know that. But here's the thing, man. I would like to see how this team's going to play after these next 4 games during the bye. Has this team checked out now? Has the team checked out? Now they know that playoff hopes are slim right now, like slim to none right now. Are they gonna continue to fight for Dennis Allen, try to save his job? It's something to think about. Players on his team are getting evaluated. You know, some of these guys got to put on good tape, put some good tape out there for the team, the Saints to see, the coach staff to see, front office to see, or teams that are on the outside looking into the team and that are trying to gauge which personnel they would like to have become part of their team once free agency starts. So there's still stuff to play for, no matter how you put it. Still something to play for, And we have seen crazy things happen in the NFL. The way Tampa Bay is playing, they could go in a free fall. They can. But I don't think that happened. I don't know if that's going to happen, but the way it's looking is like the Carolina Panthers can win the division. It depends. But this is a golden opportunity, man. This is a year, I remember this is a year that the Saints could have easily steamrolled through the NFC South if mistakes weren't made. In a lot of these games, I keep saying this, a lot of these games, the Saints weren't even blown out. Some of these games were close. Saints had the lead, and blew it. Now that's an indictment on Dennis Allen, man. I would like to see if they do if they do bring back Dennis Allen. I would like to see him go out and find an offensive coordinator outside of the Payton, family tree, Payton tree. Can he do that, man? And put more of his identity on his team instead of being in the shadow of Sean Payton. Because that's the only way this thing can get turned around. Because if this team continues to operate under the guise of what Sean Payton would do and how Sean Payton would run the offense and how he would take care of this matter, it's not gonna change. Unless Sean Payton decides to come back. But as long as he's not here and Dennis Allen don't implement his philosophies on things and how he thinks things should be ran and how he thinks an offense should be ran and how he thinks the quarterback position should be developed, it won't change. So there's still something to play for, man. And believe it or not, he's getting evaluated, man. He's getting evaluated in these next 4 games. I know some people out there saying that the evaluation is already done, but I think you gotta give him the entire season, man. We gotta see if the bomb's gonna fall out. If they're gonna stop responding to him, checking out on him. If they checked out on him, and the Saints don't win another game this year, changes have to be made. Changes have to be made to this team. Regardless if it was injuries that caused this team to bottom out, changes have to be made because the Saints, this used to be a team that was disciplined. Team that would not make these type of mistakes in games. The simplest things, man. Chris Olave dropping the pass. Easy passes. Jarvis Landry had an easy touchdown. Would he would have done that under Sean Payton? So, I mean, I just want to see how this team going to play, man. I want to see Atlanta got something to play for this Sunday. How this team is going to respond. That's your hated rival, the Atlanta Falcons. This Falcons hate week. How are you going to respond to this week? And they're playing, Saints are playing against a rookie. Atlanta's starting a rookie QB this Sunday. So we'll see how it play out. In regards to that Sean Payton stuff, man, like I said, it's a long shot, but I won't put nothing past it. And I just want to know why, why he took that year off and waste a prime year of these players on their career while he was out. That's what I want to know. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. Do you think Sean Payton will return to the team in 2023? Also in the description box below, check out strike7sports.com/Saints for the latest content in the One Saints organization. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out. Who that?